What's going on, everybody? It is Joey Valley TCG. Today, we are going to be talking about the third anniversary set. We're just going to go over very quickly what that looks like, and then we are going to talk about OP15, which is releasing very soon. Before we do that, a quick message from our sponsor. Hey guys, it's Joey Valley TCG. Before we move on, I just want to remind everyone that 61% of you who are watching are not subscribed. Come on, guys, hit that subscribe button, and then we can do more giveaways. Do it! Yep, there it is. Our sponsor has said it, which is myself. But yeah, let's just get into the meat of the video. First of all, yeah, look, guys, I think the third anniversary set, which I believe was sold on Premium Bandai for like a $200 price tag to start. I really wasn't feeling this set previously, mainly because the $200 price tag felt exorbitant. But guys, now it is on TCG Player for almost $800 for good reason. This thing looks incredible. The Japanese version of it, so this is English language for the Japanese version. I know that's very confusing, but there are two different versions of this. Even though there's the Japanese version, it's actually in English, and that's on TCG Player for almost $800. The Japanese language version is on eBay for about $400. So meaningfully cheaper. But then, as you can see, the cards in here are stunning. These pictures do not do this set any justice, which is why were you able to get one, guys? I hope you guys were able to get one. I ponied up some cash and finally bought one because the pre-order was not pre-order. I didn't really get one because I thought $200 was too expensive, and then everyone and their moms came into the TCG all at the same time, so missed the boat. But I did get it cheaper than $800. Hopefully you guys were able to as well. If you were, put it in the comments below. Now we move on to Adventure on Kami's Island OP15. I bought only 2 boxes of this, mainly because prices are insane right now. So if you see on TCG Player, it's $250 from MVP Sports and Games. So I bought my 2 boxes from them on their website for like $198 per. So not cheap at all, given MSRP is $120. I'm really hoping that they print a lot more of this set of OP14, EBO3, of course, and then we could see prices come down. But yeah, look, there's a lot of flow through at this price. It just makes me feel like there's probably going to be a pretty sizable reprint of this at some point. Because there's a lot of demand and it's hitting 250 day one. That's when Bandai typically steps in. But as you can see, there's some really nice cards in here. First of all, you have the Treasure Rare Zoro, $225, $230 pre-sale price. This is going to come down once everyone gets their hands on some boxes. But yeah, that's a very healthy pre-sale price. The SP Zeus, this is I guess from the EBO3 version, I believe, of the SPs. So there are a lot of SPs in this set, which I think is probably pumping the price meaningfully higher. But yeah, look, I mean, $850 day one. There's just so many SPs in this set. It's kind of crazy how many they jammed into this. And then there are meta cards in here as well. So the Borsalino is currently pre-selling on TCG Player for $60 for a regular SP. As you can see, this is almost like the OP02 Borsalino, but obviously yellow and has a different on play effect. But yeah, I mean, really, really, it's gonna be meta. So people are gonna be ripping OP 15 boxes for this card specifically. Especially, I don't think it's going to keep at that price. The Borsalino from O2 settled out at around $40, maybe a little bit higher when supply was just super, super low. I don't think that's going to be the case for this set. I think they are probably going to print a lot of this. And then you have the Enel manga art, which looks absolutely stunning. There's the Kobe manga art as well, I believe, in this set, but it doesn't look nearly as good as the Enel one. And then the Boa Hancock, which I think right now is pre-selling. I couldn't find it on TCG Player. Maybe I wasn't looking hard enough, but pre-selling like $900-ish and falling. As you can see, the Japanese version, you could get it for much cheaper at $400. The Luffy, I like the Luffy more than the Boa. Even though the Boa, I think the angle here is very goonery. Is that a verb? Is that a word? Maybe not, but just something about her face doesn't look exactly like Boa at all. It's weird. She looks kind of like Boa, but let's just zoom in. Yeah, it just doesn't look exactly like how I think Boa typically looks like. And she also looks a lot angrier in that picture. People like the more subtle, more yeah, what's the word? Where more mysterious, maybe boas that we've seen previously. But anyway, so the Luffy here looks amazing. I do like this type of SP. $330 for the Japanese version. You can imagine English probably being double that. And then you have the parallel foil event manga cards, which apparently in Japanese you can get both this one and this one in the same pack, which is amazing, right? This is the Enel manga art, and then this is, I think, also no, this is Luffy's King Kong, probably something like that. Um, Anyway, so both of these cards look amazing. Some of the best, I think, event mangas I've seen so far. Mainly because look at this. This Lightning Dragon just looks incredible. And then an LSP 180 or $190 for this from TCG Republic. I probably wouldn't actually, maybe just a comment here that would not peg your prices off of TCG Republic. I don't think it's a very liquid website. So there, a lot of these prices are just what they're hoping for. But yeah, it does give you at least a sense of the scale of where prices could be. The law looks nice too. The Newgate, though, I think Newgate. This is probably gonna be very cheap in English, but the Newgate looks incredible. Um, Look at that. It really spells out Newgate. I think this might be the best Newgate card that they've put out ever. I know there's the OP10 SP. That one looks really nice, but this one is actually like action packed. And then Sabo, of course. And then you get into the parallels. The parallels look really nice. The Luffy, of course. You gotta have a few Enels. And then the Nami. The Nami card looks so beautiful. The Wedding Nami. I know this is going to be entirely sought after by our friends in the Gunnar class. But, I don't disagree. I mean, this is a really nice looking card. People are marrying AI, they're marrying, robots these days. So why can't you marry this card? I mean, just throwing it out there. Invite me to your wedding though, if that happens. I want to be there. And then an L is, of course, again in leader format. Parallel looks pretty good. Savo, this one's okay. Rebecca, they've tried this art with Rebecca with the sunflowers like multiple times, and it's just never really been super sought after. So I expect that to be the case here. And then you get the whole Straw Hat clan in this parallel, in this leader parallel. So it looks pretty nice. And then the Sabo card for $44. I think in English it's like 144 for this card. So probably I'd imagine it's because it's quite meta. Unfortunately, I've just not had time to follow up with the meta game these days. But given responsibilities in life, you know, world's kind of melting down around us. So I'm just trying my best here. But yeah, Zoro here for $45. I like this card a lot. This looks super nice for a Zoro card. Yeah, I wonder if this is, you know, I do think over time, long term, good looking cards like this tend to go up in price. You know, after the first, you know, peak volatility. And then you have an L, secret rare, and then here's the whole shebang. There's so many more cards in here that I did not go over. And this is just EB, or not EB, OP15. You know, obviously there's cards from the EB side as well. Which I think is going to really drive prices higher for this set. It looks relatively meta. You know, you have these super rares that are super rares. This is interesting. A super rare event card. Huh. I've not seen this. I thought this was just a regular rare, but it's not. It's a super rare event card. Very interesting. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this set. That's all I had for you guys. Hopefully you guys are having a great day, a great week. Sorry this video came out a little bit later just because, you know, I was getting crushed at work. When there are active wars going on and, you know, the stock market's down like 3% a day, you know, I get a lot of, I have to produce a lot of work and get a lot of pressure just to be very present. So my mind was entirely, and still is, frankly, entirely overseas right now. So sorry about this coming out a little bit later. Hopefully I'll have more videos on time next week. We shall see. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.